So 2020 was not my year, but 2021 is going to be my year. Why do I foresee my goals video in a year being like, 2021 was not my year? Hi everyone, today I am going to react to my 2020 goals and set some new goals for 2021. If you're new to this channel, my name is Emma and I make videos about books and about writing, and most of my goals centred around my job as an independent author. So yeah, obviously the global pandemic kind of got in the way. Hopefully I can insert some clips from the video that I made at the beginning of 2020. And when I made that video in January, prior to that had been making quarterly goals videos, and I found it a bit too much because because I work on big projects, not a lot would have changed in 3 months. So quarterly was, and also at the time I was only really working 2 days a week, whereas now I work 4. So that obviously impacts the amount that changes in that period of time. So quarterly wasn't working, so I changed it to yearly. I love the fact that making these videos, it gives me kind of accountability, that I say I'm going to do these things and then when I go back and did I do them? Well, I have excuses this year. When I made that video in 2020, my overarching business goal was to make my company profitable, because looking forward to the fact that my youngest is 3 and so she'll be going to school soon, and when she goes to school I want to be able to justify what I do, not just on the basis of the fact that I love it, but that I am contributing. And I want what I do to be successful, not just for financial reasons, but because I'm proud of what I do. So for me, 2020 was about turning something that was a creative project, creative outlet, into a tangible business. So that's what the goals were about, and I wasn't necessarily successful, but going forward I've done some work, it'll be fine. So I'm going to go through my goals and react to them and then set some new ones. So my first goal for 2020. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to put it out there, I'm going to try and publish 2 books. I published precisely 0 books in 2020. So what I had lined up was a contemporary fantasy fiction, which in that video I'd said, oh, I've put that off till the summer. Well, if that gets published in 2021, I'd be quite surprised. It needs a lot of work, and to be quite frank with you, I think I need to learn some more craft, really. Fiction is hard. I mean, all writing is hard, but it's different to what I've done before. And just looking at the manuscript as it is at the moment, it's not ready. So that one got delayed. So did, I was working on a children's book, which I was hoping to have made the investment capital to pay to publish that book, which then didn't happen. And so I tried to illustrate it myself and do everything kind of through shortcuts, and it didn't happen. It wasn't professional enough, and I'm not going to publish something that isn't good enough, you know. So those were the ones. That second one, that was a children's book, that is going to come out at the beginning of 2021. So I still worked on it and I still learned loads. So although it's a huge nope, did not achieve that goal, I still worked towards it, and I've also worked on other projects that will result in more books in 2021, and it was a learning process and it's fine. These books didn't come around for a reason. 1, because I didn't have the money to pay for them to be published, and 2, because I didn't have the time to work on them because I had my kids at home homeschooling for months, and the impact of the pandemic on all of our mental health, you know, for everyone, surely it's impacted our productivity and our attention span and all of this, and it just didn't happen. What can I say? But it will. So the next thing in my work life is to start doing school visits, and this I launched. So I forget when my first school visit was, but I feel like I'd either already done it when I did that video that I think I had already done it. I'm not 100% certain when I made that goals video. But I then launched my school visits programme, as it were, in January. And I did about 5 school visits in March around World Book Day, and they were so much fun. It was great being back in schools. It felt really good. It felt good to be working outside of my home. It felt good to be having another stream of income, doing something different, using my teaching skills. It was brilliant. I loved it. And then I had a couple, I think about 3 school visits, maybe more, that I were cancelled because of the schools all closing. And I was in talks with a couple of places, and obviously that all just vanished. And so although I do still offer school visits, and I've added the ability to do Zoom if a school would like that, I know that schools have got so much on, and it's just unfortunate because for me it seemed like the perfect thing of, I was a teacher, I write books, let's put those things together, and it's going to be a whole load of fun and an amazing part of my business. So I did launch it, but you know, it is what it is, but it'll pick up again, so that's fine. My next goal in terms of things I would like to do is doing bookshop events, and I did do one bookshop event. I did a signing at Deal Bookshop, and that was really good fun. And I also worked with bookshops, and I made a video which I'd recommend if you want to work with bookshops. Do go and look at it, because I had to, as an indie, I had to jump through a few hoops to be able to do it, so I will link that. But so it wasn't only about doing an event, it was also really about working with them. So there are a few local bookshops that stock my books. So there's the Margate Bookshop and the Book Den in Hythe, and also a few just shops. So Sandra's Cafe and Bar in St Margaret's Bay stock at least milk. And I was in Atwell's Newsagents in Minster for a while, so I just started to work with shops. But obviously again that dried up because a lot of shops were closed, and events wise I was planning to try and do events around book launches, but then did not launch any books. So again, got it started, but it all fell over. My next work goal is to make my business profitable. So I've made no secret of the fact that I haven't paid back the investment that I put into the books that I have published and other bits and pieces for my business. And I had a big think about it before I made that 2020 video about different ways that I was going to have more streams of income, and just lots of ideas and lots of things and marketing and this and that and all these things that I was going to do to make what was a creative project into a real business, a business that had legs, if that makes sense. So it didn't happen, in a nutshell. I didn't publish any books, school visits stopped, bookshop events stopped, although I did manage to find some selling opportunities. I mean, I lost craft fairs, I lost book events, I lost all of it. Just all of the ways that I sell large quantities of books, not just a couple on the internet here and there, but like proper events. So again, I'm not going to beat myself up about it, because I put the things in place and it will take off again. It was just a shame because 2020 was going to be my year. I was going to do loads of stuff and become a businesswoman. Yeah. So no, it didn't happen, but it will. It's fine. And finally, work-wise, is that I want to grow my platforms. I did. My YouTube channel, I wrote it down. I track my social media platforms because I like numbers. It's amazing I don't draw graphs because I love a graph. Maybe I will. Where are the numbers? So YouTube, I had 749 subscribers, but that would have been the end of January. And I, at present, have 2,000. So YouTube really grew lots, and I put a lot of time and effort into all of my social media, but into YouTube in particular. So thank you to everyone who watches and all of that, and hopefully you saw my celebration video. So that was successful, and that also meant that I monetized my channel, which is a huge help. So yeah, so that was good. My Instagram has grown quite a lot, and then my Facebook and my Twitter have grown a little bit. And I just continue to work on it, really. I like to track my figures because I like kind of all that insights and graphs and stuff. But yeah, I would say I achieved that, particularly in YouTube. The others have only grown a wee bit. But yeah, well done me. I did something. My final goal for my business is to be more productive. And then my next goal was to increase my productivity, because in 2019, we had a whole load of stuff going on that had impacted my productivity. I was very tired, very burnt out, very fed up. And that was another reason behind, right, come on, let's go with this, and having a real push for 2020 and all these things I was going to do. And yeah, so, but my productivity, it's gone up and down, but I would say on the whole, it's got better. I made a video recently about tips for productivity working from home. Yeah, I'm definitely better at it. But there have been big patches of time. The reason I'm not like, yeah, I've succeeded. There have been big bits of time where, with everything that we were all handling, my productivity was just not what it could be, because I was, again, tired, burnt out, fed up. And that has an impact on being able to work creatively or work at all. So, yeah. And what I'm talking about, I'm kind of not really talking about how many days I work, because that's kind of unavoidable. If the kids are at home, it is what it is. I'm talking about when it's my work time, how much stuff I manage to get done. And yeah, I've definitely got better at it. Okay, so those are my professional goals, and it'll be really interesting in 2021 to see how all of that has gone and whether I've managed to do all of those things. Yeah. Those were all my business goals. So then on to my personal goals. First of all is look at health and fitness. Now, when I used to do my quarterly goals, this was something that I just was one of the ones that was always rolling around. And to start with, I had started doing karate again. So, you know, that was great. I was doing that once a week, and I was trying to kind of up my activity and look at my diet. And then again, lockdown, so that had an impact on me training because Zoom is not the same. And so I started doing Couch to 5k, and that was great. I'd never done it before, although I've run for years. I'd not done the Couch to 5k, and I loved it. So I did that probably from about April till, I don't know, July, August, however long it takes, 3 months or something. So that was really good. And then I have continued to run. So I'm still running now. I actually did the Couch to 5k again. I did the end of it because my fitness just seemed to drop a bit. So I did it again recently. But it's December. I basically never run in December normally, and I'm still running. So I would say a big tick for running. But I would say in terms of my diet, that has not been so good because comfort eating. But the last 6 weeks has been really good, and I'm on it, and I feel like my health is better, my fitness is better. That has an impact on my work, my mental health, everything. So I would say the last couple of months in particular, yes. The beginning of the year, not so much. I'd say really from about April, I managed to do quite well on my health and fitness, and particularly recently. So I got there, is what I can say on that goal. I got there in the end. And then my final goal for 2020, in terms of a family goal, I've put to create memories. Oh God, when I watched this back, I was like, be careful what you wish for. Because in the video I was talking about how we were kind of on a bit of a treadmill. We were constantly, like, the kids were doing this and they were doing that, and Mondays was this and Tuesdays was that. And the fact that we weren't really doing anything outside of that, not really, to kind of create just family memories, just doing stuff, going for a walk, doing an activity. We just never had any time, basically. And we had some time. So I would say we did really well on this. I was talking about my kids bonding with each other, which they did. And lockdown gave us a big opportunity to look at all of the things that we were doing and pick out the things that we wanted to continue doing and what was important, and just reassess how we lived our lives, what we did. And I've talked before about the fact that in the past I would never have spent a day at home with the kids with nothing to do, and now it's just normal to just hang out at home and, you know, do activities at home. So, you know, make things or play games or go out for a walk or watch a film together. We have started doing random things like having indoor sleepovers all together in the living room, or camping in the garden, or yeah, we definitely have succeeded on that one, but kind of because we were made to. So going forward, that will be a case of, can we maintain that once everything reopens? I don't know. Then my last goal, which I didn't actually say in the video, but I had set myself a Goodreads target of reading 60 books, and I think I've got another 3 to read, so should make that one. I should really have read more. The whole year I was way ahead, and then I had a not very good November for reading, which kind of made it nosedive, but hey. So yeah, 60 books. Should get a tick for that one, I think. So, on to set my 2021 goals. So 2020 was not my year, but 2021 is going to be my year. Why do I foresee my goals video in a year being like, 2021 was not my year? Anyway, so here's my goals. Again, I'm going to divide them into professional and personal. And yeah, so my first goal, I'm going to publish 3 books. So last year I said 2 and didn't do any. Yeah, there's 2 in the pipeline, basically already with publication dates. So that's 2. I've just got to publish 1 more than that. And there is a 3rd book in the pipeline. Don't know what will happen with it. And at least 2 others that are kind of simmering, and I don't know if they'll come to fruition. So I'm going to make it, right? Yes, yes I am, is the answer to that. 3 books. Hold me accountable. My next target is to get back into events in a big way. So once we can, I want to be out there at events. So that will include school visits. So as soon as we can, I'm out there with my books. Call me Emma by my book Rosen, but I want to be at the events. I want to be out there. I want to be interacting with people. So if there are events available, I will be at them. That's the plan. My next target is the profitability one. I'm going to do it in 2021. I am going to turn a profit. Isn't it sad when your only target is just to turn a profit? A massive profit. No, I'm just going to say I'm going to make my business just viable, which as in I am making some money. Any money. My next target is to continue to improve my platform. So I don't want to really set a numbers thing. Last year it was about numbers. I mean more in terms of content. So continue to learn about creating content and enjoying what I'm doing, you know, creating stuff that's fun but is better. So I'm looking at sort of quality, but it's all got to fit in with what I'm doing and what I enjoy doing. So yeah, I want to continue improving the content that I put out there on social media. And that's it for my business. My personal life, I want to maintain my fitness that I have worked on. So I'm not talking about increasing it. Might be nice to start doing some classes when we can, but I'm going to try to keep on running, because I have never managed to keep running through the winter, and I'm doing well. So I'm gonna keep on running, maybe do some classes when I can, keep on top of my diet, and just keep this feeling of sort of health and well-being that I have at present as I make this video. So there's that. Maintain the balance that we've achieved with the kids, in terms of, you know, making memories, doing fun things together, being more of a family unit outside of all of the stuff that we have to do, and keep doing that once all the things reopen. Keep that level of balance that we've managed to achieve in 2020, but also in a time of transition. So my oldest will be going to secondary school and my youngest will be starting school. So there's a lot going on for them, and be able to keep that sense of us doing lovely family things together at a time when there's a lot going on and when things will change. So be interesting to reflect back, have we managed to keep that balance that we've created? I don't know. So that is that target, and I'm going to set a reading target of, so I did 60 books, should we say 70? 70 books. Let's keep on reading more. 70 books for 2021. I think it works, because I think in 2019 I set a goal of 50, so we'll go up another 10. 70 books I'm going to read. Good, and they're going to be good ones. So, I hope you enjoyed that video. I would love to know what your goals were for 2020. Did you achieve them? What are you looking at doing going into 2021? Yeah, really interested in all of that. So let me know how your goals, targets, all that stuff is. And yeah, thank you very much. Please like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care.